All aboard, it's Jang here with a look at a Playmobil Super 4 set. This is the musical Flower Tower with Twinkle. As of the time of the initial release of Super 4 products, this is the only set that comes with Twinkle, but as you can see, it also comes with the blue fairy and also a small little unicorn. The Flower Tower itself has a strange lower section to it. It's all completely clear, so if I move these two out of the way very briefly, you see there's actually a door, a clear door on the front. You can open this up. Nice leaf style of opening there. There's a star emblem down on the base, and then lots of kind of iridescent stars with a huge sticker that you place down there. But there's nothing else down there. There are no footholds to hold the figures in place or anything. No furniture, nothing. It's kind of awkward. This second level is really nice though, and this is what really gives it the Flower Tower name. And this whole section right here I think looks really nice, and as you look at it from different angles you can see you've got kind of petals, right? Like flower petals that are around the edges of it, and those have very nice designs. I like just how ornamental this is on the top and the bottom, these nice columns, and how this is all detailed up here. And in the center there is actually a spot where you have kind of a foothold where you can place one of your fairies right there. So that's a good spot, and this makes for a nice little balcony section as well. And you can have a meeting there. You can just look over the whole general area. You can also change the angles of these flower petals to make them open up more like that. You can also close them up. I'll show you something really interesting with that though. It's a major feature of this. Very quickly though, just looking at the spire top of the roof section, obviously there's a big star on the top, which kind of marks the place of this as a landmark. But there's also a little door here, and you can open this up, and that just has some storage space on the inside. It's just completely open, but you can put things in there, and you can close it up securely. So if you when you're done playing, that's a good spot to put everything else, the figures and all the little pieces that I'll show you more closely. But first, I mentioned that there was something special here, and something that really is major to the entire set. Let me show you how that works. All of the upper section actually collapses down into that clear lower section down there. You just have to twist the whole thing. It's this way. Yep, twist it, and then the flower petals, they start to come together. You have to give it a little bit of force and kind of wiggle it a little bit, but it's nice how that works. And then all this comes down to here, down to the base. So that's how this works. It's to collapse the thing up to make it take up less space, so you can put it on a shelf more easily. You can also still access just a little bit, kind of fold these flowers out of the way so you can still get some access down there. That kind of works, but it's a little bit tough just to get the angle right to get this out. But this mostly works well as a way to just collapse the whole thing down and to take up less space when you're not playing with it. Now I'll unlock this and bring it back up to show you the one final major feature of the whole set. And the thing that gives it, this is a little bit awkward. You can actually pull all of this off actually. It's you have to kind of line it up just perfectly to get it set in there. But the reason this is called the musical Flower Tower and not just fairy flower tower or something is that the thing that I just put Twinkle on is actually a wind-up spot. There we go. Yeah. Now that is not battery operated. No batteries are included and no batteries are needed here. That's a proper traditional music box setup that they've got in there. It has really nice, clear, crisp tones. It winds up securely, and it's really well done. Here's a closer look at the figures and the unicorn included here. Both of the figures are pretty nicely detailed, especially Twinkle, of course. You notice they have different colors of wings. Both of them are a little bit iridescent, a little bit pearly, but Twinkle's wings are a little bit more see-through, so they let more light through, have a little bit more of a frosted kind of effect for the blue fairy there. Each of them has their wand and their respective colors, and the unicorn has nice fanciful colors, and just it's a small, it's based on a pony size of build, so the head goes up and down, but you're not able to move the legs. The horn, incidentally, is a little rubber piece that's molded in there so that it's not brittle and won't cause too much harm, so it's relatively safe for some younger kids. Looking at this, or looking at all these from the back, there you can just see the back details, which there's not that much to see, honestly, but with those wings, you can angle them up and down, so if you want to kind of just tuck them down for less of a ready-to-fly kind of look, you can do that, but I think that they still look best even if they're just on the ground, if you don't tuck those down. Yeah, it's up to you. It's just something that you can do. You can also angle them up extra far if you want to, just a little bit. There we go. Set also includes these 3 bottles with the little colored inserts that you can place in there to make them potions of different types. You can imagine those to be anything you want. And it also has a bucket with water. That's a really nice insert that they put in there because it looks very watery. It looks like it's reflecting the sky in there because it's not just plain blue. It's kind of metallic, has just a little bit of fine kind of glitter in it, and it changes color just a little bit, so you get some dark blue and some lighter blue in there. I really like that. I think that's the best simulated water they've ever made. And this leaf is just a leaf, but the reason it's all curled up like that and the reason that it's rubber like this is that it's intended to be used to heal, use the healing power of the magical healing power of plants to heal something. So if the unicorn gets a broken leg or something, has a boo-boo, you can put the leaf on there and use that to heal it up. So let me summarize my thoughts on this. I like the figures, I like the accessories, obviously. I very much like the music box set up in here, and I really like the flower part of the flower tower with those petals that come out. I'm not a big fan of the lower section with the clear area and how the top can kind of be pushed down in there, because it's not very elegant, and it's not very easy, I think, for especially younger kids to actually do that action, to actually push it down in there. You have to line it up just right and twist it just right, and I think it's just not particularly well designed for young kids. I think this would have been better done as just the shorter thing, just take off the clear area altogether and just leave it completely accessible, or use the cost that was put into that whole mechanism and making the doors and everything, use the cost to add maybe some furniture, like a bench or two or something like that. I do like the storage up above. Storage is always a good thing, and integrating it in to something where where it's not super obvious that you just have a box, that's good. And yes, you can put both figures and the accessories in there plus other stuff, so that's good. But this doesn't really make for a great take-along thing. I think personally it's a little bit too awkward to open it and close it. So some things I like, some things I really don't on this one. Let me know what your thoughts are, what you think about this set. Please leave your thoughts in a comment on the video. Whether you agree with my thoughts or you disagree completely, that's entirely up to you, and it's always great to get more different opinions from different folks. So thank you for watching. Thanks in advance for your feedback, and I'll talk to you again very soon.